Hello and welcome. I'm the Big Shot Critic, and today it's sort of a follow-up on my last video focusing specifically on Disney, what's going on with them, and what that means for the future of movies. Disney is facing a perfect storm of their own making, and if I'm right, Disney is just going to be the first in a long procession of woke corporations that we will see crumble before our eyes. You've heard it said, get woke, go broke. We've all heard that. But none of these mega corporations ever went broke. The truth is, it was more like, get woke, go broke, get propped up by BlackRock, and repeat. The woke agenda was being propped up by BlackRock for years. The shady capital investment firm with a suspicious interest in social engineering has propped up every woke corporation time and again. It's a problem. But now, it seems the money may have dried up. If your purpose is to use shady capital investment firms to stiff-arm megacorporations into participating in widespread social engineering, and let's be real, that's obviously someone's purpose, then the Walt Disney Company is dang near priority one. And priority one is failing. It's out in the news just this week, as of recording, that Disney CEO Bob Iger has put a third of Disney's assets up for sale. And everyone on the block knows exactly why he's doing this. We'll get to that in a minute. So where did the money go? Why can't BlackRock prop up Disney anymore? I don't know, but I have a theory. Even a cursory look at central banks like the Federal Reserve will reveal they are not designed to stabilize a currency, as they claim, but are designed to stabilize control over nations. If you're the type of person to use shady capital investment firms to stiff-arm megacorporations into participating in social engineering agendas, then you might also be into central banks and controlling the money supply of nations. Say you control the money supply. How hard is it then to buy politicians, buy corporations, or do whatever you want?
I work for a company called BlackRock. Obviously, we have the system in place. First, there's the senators, and these guys are cheap. You got 10 grand, you can buy a senator.
The only real risk would be inflation. Print too much money for your own purposes, and people might abandon your central bank system altogether for being too unstable because of rampant inflation. Sound familiar? If you prop up every megacorporation every day for, say, from 2015 until now, you might cause some inflation, and people might notice. And you might run the risk of losing the entire system of control. So you see why I think the money dried up? They have to be careful now. They have to prioritize. And Disney fell off the list. So what does this mean for movies? What does it mean for movie lovers like us? It means that studios pushing the woke agenda have no choice anymore but to die or adapt. The game is over. It was all fun and games for them until BlackRock ran out of money. And that day has come. To be honest with you, I think a lot of these studios are just going to die and be replaced. And I think it's already started. Just look at Angel Studios that just released Sound of Freedom. That's the most talked about movie since Top Gun Maverick, and it only cost $14 million to make. It dunked on Indiana Jones on the 4th of July, and Indiana Jones had an official budget of $300 million. But if the rumors about the budget for the reshoots is true, that's more like an $800 million movie. And add in the marketing budget, that's easily over $1 billion. But you know what? It's not that surprising when your entire corporate policy for more than 10 years has been woke agenda no matter the cost. Disney isn't just struggling, guys. Disney is nosediving. Imagine an airplane, and every time a woke movie is released, you nose down a little bit. But then Daddy BlackRock comes in to pull it back up. A little bit down, a little bit up. But BlackRock is gone. I said earlier that everyone on the block knows what Bob Iger's Disney yard sale is all about. This isn't even a theory. When Hulu started, it was a joint venture between Disney, Fox, and Comcast. Comcast owns NBC and Universal. Disney bought Fox in 2019, so now Disney has 2/3 of Hulu. In the original terms, if any one of the parties wants out, the other two parties must buy out their share. Comcast wants out, and there's no reason to assume they're not doing this on purpose. Comcast knows Disney can't afford to buy them out. That's why 1/3 of Disney is for sale, because they can't afford to buy out Comcast's stake in Hulu. It's hilarious. I just want to high-five everyone at Comcast for doing this. Now, about a month ago, there was a very interesting rumor. And that rumor is that Disney is getting ready to sell Lucasfilm. And furthermore, that Disney already has a buyer. And the rumor goes on that that buyer is George Lucas.
I don't believe it.
If you want my opinion, then yes, Disney is preparing to sell Lucasfilm and Disney does have a buyer. I also think it's probably George Lucas. I can't go into my reasons for believing that, but if you want to learn more, go to the channel Overlord DVD. There's a link in the description below. Also, if you want to follow the downfall of Disney more closely, that channel will be the place to be. But if it does happen, and George does buy Lucasfilm, he will certainly pay much less for a severely damaged brand. Say 400 to 800 million for a brand that he sold to Disney 10 years ago for 4.1 billion. And if that does happen, and I read it in the news, I will die laughing. So, in summary, whoever is pushing this woke agenda for the last few years has overplayed their hand, and it seems they can't afford to push it anymore. And as movie lovers, that is cause for great rejoicing. We will undoubtedly get more of the same for a few years as the old studios die, but after that, good movies will be back. That does leave one unanswered question, though. Why did they overplay their hand? It seems like this social engineering agenda has been ongoing for decades, so why such a hard push in these last few years? If you ask me, somebody forced their hand. Somebody with a very popular opposing agenda. Somebody with an agenda to reveal their agenda. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, I'll just say what he would say. Together, we can make movies great again. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Leave a comment telling me what you think. Is Disney dying? Will we get good movies again? Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. That really helps me out. And remember, the future is not only bright, it's shiny. Bye-bye.